You are listening to the Keep the Weight Off podcast with Dr. Angela
and Marshall,
episode number 132.
Welcome to the Keep the Weight Off podcast, where we bust all the dieting myths and discover not just how to lose weight, but more importantly, how to keep it off. We go way beyond the food, and we use science and psychology to give you strategies that work. And now your host, Dr. Angela Zechmann.
All right. Hey, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast this week. How are you doing, Marshall?
I'm doing really, really good. This is my mom's birthday week.
Yay.
So, Mom, if you're listening, I just want to say happy birthday. Big shout out to my mom. And so this is just a really fun time of the year, it's spending family time. We all kind of gather, to celebrate her. So it's great.
Happy birthday, Marshall's mom. Her name is Michelle, isn't it?
It is.
Yes. Happy birthday, Michelle. That's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I've been super busy because we're wrapping up our Belly Busters challenge this week.
Yeah, you have been busy.
That has been amazing. Like, we've had thousands of people sign up, and so many people have been watching the trainings, either live or on replay, and they have been so engaged in doing the daily challenges, and they're learning so much in the process of this. And I just feel so proud of all of these amazing people for doing the work and for listening and caring about their bodies and really taking what I had to teach to heart. And I have to tell you, I just feel like there's so much that needs to be done to counteract the food industry and their devious plans to keep you addicted to their junk food. And these challenges are really like my way of educating people.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think this particular time has been such a great experience. I mean, so many people have signed up. It's been so many fantastic questions, so many amazing people. It's just been really exciting. So I'm so glad that you did this.
Yeah. And now we're gearing up to welcome a whole new crop of people into the Empowered Weight Loss membership. I always say that the weight loss journey done well is a journey of profound personal evolution. So the people that raise their hands and join us in Empowered Weight Loss are ready for this deeper look at their eating patterns. Not everyone is, right? But when you notice that you've been on one diet after another and you gain weight back, there are reasons. Sometimes it's that you need to see an obesity medicine physician and treat the disease with medications. Sometimes it's that you need to work on your daily routines and make sure you're getting your food prepped and ready and you're getting good sleep. Sometimes it's that you need to understand how to manage your uncomfortable emotions without food or alcohol or any other buffer. Sometimes it's because you care way too much about what other people think, and you're putting yourself in the back seat and not taking care of yourself. And frankly, usually it's all of these things in one way or another. And this is why I developed the Empowered Weight Loss membership, because I'm teaching you how to address all of it, not just your diet or your exercise.
Yeah, so I've been doing this for a little while now, about 5 years, and you make it sound so easy, but really it's not.
It's not. It's not easy at all. It sounds simple in theory, right? But in practice, it's very difficult, and people need a lot of support to make these kinds of changes. So remember, you've got a culture and a food industry that is thwarting you on every step of your journey. And so it takes focus and it takes practice. And as we talked about last week, transformation is now. Transformation is not tomorrow. Transformation is not even today. Transformation is now, right? So, but it happens step by step and gradually. And that's why I wanted to talk about how important it is that we manage our mind while we're on this journey. Our brain comes up with all kinds of thoughts about everything that's happening to us, and it really is up to us to decide whether or not to listen to these thoughts and act on them, or just let them go. We have a choice there. So, how do we go about managing our minds during our weight loss journeys, especially when life throws us those inevitable curveballs? Our brains start to freak out and we start to feel like this is hopeless. Well, it's never hopeless. And so I have some tips for you.
Okay. Thank God, because I wasn't sure. So I'm so glad you have something to say about this.
Yeah. All right. So I have 3 tips for you. The first tip is to just set realistic goals. We've talked about this a lot on the podcast before. Telling yourself you're going to lose 20 pounds in 2 months is just not realistic for most people, right, Marshall?
No, it's not realistic at all. I remember like when I first started doing this, I would come in and I would joke with you and I said, hey, I need to lose 10 pounds by tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was half-heartedly being serious, but
yeah,
but
no, we want it to happen right now. Right.
Yeah, no. And this has not been easy for me. I mean, this has been a challenge. It's been hard. The consistency is hard for me. There's just a lot of things that are hard for me. It's a journey.
It is. Well, I think that this idea that I want to lose 10 pounds by tomorrow, I think this happens for all of us. I know it happens for me. So we skip one dessert and then we go weigh ourselves the next morning to see if our sacrifice paid off.
Yeah.
Isn't that the kind of mindset we walk into this with?
Oh, yeah. Do you remember when I used to do, like, when I was doing the body comp machine, like, every other day?
I know.
You told me to stop doing it so often. Yeah. That's how I started out. So you live and learn.
Well, there's one time on social media, I saw this picture of Kermit the Frog, and he was looking at himself in the mirror, and the caption said something like, checking to see if skipping that donut for breakfast worked or not. And I just had to laugh.
That's hilarious.
But really, this is how we think. Like, if I'm going to make all of these sacrifices, there better be a payoff, and it better be a fast payoff, or I'm not going to do it. This is the mindset that people come in with. So I want you to think about it like this. Junk food is just as toxic and addictive as smoking, as cigarettes. So would you ever quit smoking and then expect to see some sort of immediate change? Like, yeah, your lungs are going to get better and your body's going to heal, but nothing is going to happen right away, right? As a matter of fact, you're going to be absolutely miserable for about a week while you go through withdrawal. And you can cough for days and days and days after quitting smoking. It gets way worse before it gets better. And the same thing is true when you decide to nourish your body correctly and quit eating junk food. It's a real detox process, and you might not see any fat loss for quite a while. But you want to do it anyway. Why? Because you want to be healthy and live a long, healthy, vibrant life, right? It's about trusting the process. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just say just don't, just never give up, no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and this kind of leads us into the next strategy. So the first strategy was make sure that you're thinking about this realistically and setting realistic goals and not expecting to lose a bunch of weight really fast and not expecting that your, quote, sacrifice, unquote, is going to lead to immediate payoffs. Okay. The next strategy is to develop a resilient mindset. So what this means is that you understand that there are going to be ups and downs in your journey, and setbacks are a normal part of the process. Okay. So when life throws you a curveball, you don't give up. You think, wow, what's the best choice I can make given these circumstances? We have this tendency to be all or nothing thinkers. And unless all the conditions are perfect, we tend to give up on our goals. But that's never going to happen. We live in an imperfect and unpredictable world. So we want to stay the course and not freak out when these curveballs happen. And if we slip back into old habits, we don't beat ourselves up. We just get right back on track as soon as we can with our very next meal if we can. Because, life is just unpredictable. It just is. And sometimes our routines get disrupted. And when that happens, it's essential to be flexible and adaptable with your weight loss plan. Don't beat yourself up for missing a workout or indulging in an occasional treat. It's about finding balance and making healthy choices most of the time. When life throws a curveball, just adapt your plan to fit your circumstances without giving up on your goals entirely. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't think that I could say anything to explain that any better. I remember I hope that I could say this right. I remember you used to tell me, you don't have to do this perfectly, you just have to do it well. And
Yeah.
that really changed my mindset a lot because I was sort of this all or nothing thinker in the beginning. Like
We all are.
if I got off or I did anything, that I thought was, not according to plan, then I would get so down on myself and I'd be like, I just can't do this,
Yeah.
I always fail at this kind of stuff. And it's really just not, that is not the way this works. I just have to say that again.
No.
That is not the way this works. To be
Right.
successful, you don't have to be perfect.
Yeah, you don't. I remember it was just last year, right around this time, my mother had a stroke and she was in the hospital and we were waiting for her to move into the next life. And I didn't want to leave her side.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
the only thing I had to do for food was I would just run down to the hospital cafeteria and like try to get food in like 5 minutes and make sure I was right back up there. And I just was like, the hospital cafeteria had terrible food. And I was just like trying to find like protein drinks or something. Like I was just doing the best job I could and grabbing whatever I could under these really dire circumstances so that I knew that I was still nourishing my body to the best of my ability. But I wasn't freaking out that I didn't have my protein and my vegetables and my healthy fats and all of that. I was just like, this is just one of those circumstances where you just do the dang best you can, right?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Yeah. And so each one of you people listening to this podcast is going to have curveballs that are thrown into your life. And you're not going to have as much control as you would want to. And it's fine. You just make the best choices that you can under the circumstances. Okay. And if it turns out that life throws you a massive curveball and you go totally off the rails, don't look at it as a failure. Look at it instead as an opportunity to learn and to grow. I love it when people slip because this is the time where we get to really dig deeper and find out what's going on. And you want to make sure that you have supportive people around you. Like make sure that everyone, not everyone, but is going to be supportive, but make sure that you do have some people around you that care about your health. Again, this is another great reason to join Empowered Weight Loss because you will have a whole community of support. Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And I mean, like I've learned so much through like just challenges and what I thought were failures. I mean, I've learned so much about the way my brain works and just about myself. And it's just been just looking back on it is right now, just kind of reminiscing like, the different ups and downs that I've had. And it's just all been amazing. Like every bit of it, I wouldn't change any of it.
Yeah, that's kind of the way when you look back at the accomplishments and you're like, wow,
right.
I really effed up that time, but I figured out what was going on and I don't do that anymore. That's a really great feeling. So.
It just has so much more to do with just so much more than just weight loss. There's just so much more to this. I mean, the goal in the beginning is weight loss, but then like once this becomes a journey and not just a diet, it's like miraculous, like how much you transform and you change and your personality grows and you become the person that you were meant to be. And I see it all the time too in the clinic. That's why I love my job so much. I get to witness this and it's beautiful. So I just love
it too. It is really, really fun. All right. I have one more strategy for you, and that is to cultivate mindful eating. And this one I'm purposefully really, really working on. So mindful eating means you're present in the moment. Again, remember, transformation is now, being present in the moment right now, and you're paying full attention to what you eat. So think about this. How many of us actually do this? Like almost never. We're always doing other things while we're eating. We're watching TV or the news, or we're working while we're eating, or we're snacking while we're working, or sometimes we're eating while we're driving. Well, mindful eating is a powerful tool that can help you stay on track even when life gets hectic. You pay attention. You savor each bite and you enjoy your food. And you listen to your body's hunger and fullness cues. And then you'll be less likely to overeat. Doesn't that make sense?
Oh yeah, this one is really a struggle for me. I mean, I really have to work on this because just the way that I grew up. I mean, we had cleaned our plate no matter what, and you ate as fast as you could, and because you wanted to get up from the table and get out of there. And so, we just ate super fast. Even now, at my house, we eat really fast, and so to slow down and be present in the moment has been really challenging for me, but it is very rewarding when you do it. So, but it is a big challenge for me.
It is. It's funny. I was just remembering my dad always used to say, whoever eats the fastest gets the mostest. As if that was the goal.
That is so funny.
I know. When I think about that, I'm rolling on the ground.
That cracks me up. I've never heard that before. That's super funny.
Whoever eats the fastest gets the mostest. So, yeah. So let's not do that. Let's not eat fast and get the most. Let's eat slowly and get what our body needs. Okay. So think about,
I agree.
Think about it. It's not really just what you eat, but how you eat it. Seriously.
It's true. Yes.
Mindful eating can be a real game changer. So try that. Try mindful eating. So that's the tips that I have for you today. Remember, we talked about 3 different strategies. First is to set realistic goals so you're not expecting crazy weight loss. And the next is to develop a resilient mindset so you don't freak out every time there's a setback or life throws you one of its inevitable curveballs. And make sure that when you eat, you're paying attention. Get every bit of pleasure from your food as you can. I hope these strategies will help you to stay engaged in your weight loss journey, no matter what life throws in your way. And remember, it's not about perfection. It's just about progress. Small, consistent steps and the right mindset can make all the difference. Now, if you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to the podcast and leave us a review. You could even take a screenshot of the podcast episode and post it on your social media channels to help spread the word. We're really doing important work here, right? And you don't hear about this a lot in the weight loss world where everybody's just talking about what diet they're on. And also remember, if you want to join us in Empowered Weight Loss, it's a really good time to do that because we're just getting started with our new session and it's not too late. So head on over to journeybeyondweightloss.com/yes. And you can join us. We're getting started with a whole new group of people and a whole new session. And it's going to be awesome. So thanks for listening. And until next time, stay resilient and keep that positive mindset. Take care, everyone.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Hey, if you really want to lose weight and keep it off for good, your next step is to sign up for Dr. Angela's free weight loss course, where you're going to learn everything you need to get started on your weight loss journey the right way. Just head over to journeybeyondweightloss.com/free course to sign up. Also, it would be awesome if you could take a few moments and write a review on iTunes. Thanks, and we'll see you in Journey Beyond Weight Loss.